And welcome to the Mecca of Mastery TV, and I'm your host Mecca. And in this episode I'm so excited about it because this is about personal development. And this video is how to heal emotional pain, old childhood wounds. We all have been going through things in our lives. We've been through things and we had things done to us that was very traumatic. And I'll just give you an example. Like for myself, I'm 25 now, but my father passed away at a very young age. I was 13 when he passed away. I was sexually abused. I was raped as a child. I was molested as a child. My parents was incarcerated, and that's not even half of it. And throughout my life until I got to this point, and I'm still dealing with these things, but I'm becoming more of a master. I won't say becoming, I am a master of myself. And so for these videos that I do, it is for you to become a master of yourself in every area. The spiritual development, your personal development, for your career and business development, environmental, relationships, etc. And in this video, I'm so excited because a lot of us, we live in situations or we live in places and we feel like it's the places or the people around us that is keeping us where we are. We see ourselves not evolving in a certain area of life and we don't know why. And usually it's because of what happened to us. We have wounds that still need to be healed. And you have to think of the wounds like your emotional wounds, like your heart and your soul. You have to think of them like a sore. You get what I'm saying? You have, like, you fall down off of a bike and you get a scrape, and it does take time to heal. So this is the same thing you have to do with your life, but some people don't know how to heal those emotional wounds or those childhood wounds. And I'm going to give you 5 tips in which I use to heal so many wounds, and I'm still using them today for whatever wounds that I need to heal so you could heal. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Tip number 1. Identify it. Identify why are you feeling what you're feeling. Identify what area in your life that you're having emotional problems with, that you're suffering in. The reason sometimes you don't know it's childhood wounds because, or old wounds, because you think it's something present, but it may not be. So you might be having having problems in an area of your life like overeating, and it's causing you to be fat and obese. Or you're having a problem with your sexuality and it's causing you to give your body away to many people. Or you're in a relationship and you don't want to cheat on this man or this woman, but you can't stop. You don't even know why. It's something that is happening and is making you do this. So identify an area in your life in which needs strengthening, an area that needs mastery, an area where you feel like you have no control. And usually it's something that's underneath it. It's a reason deeper than just, oh, I just like to eat, that's why I'm obese. Or a reason, oh, I just like to have sex, that's why I'm giving myself to all these men. It's something so deep under it. And it was so crazy. I was having stress in the past like 2 years, and I went to applied kinesiologist, and I definitely recommend an applied kinesiologist guide. So I went to an applied kinesiologist, and I was having stress and I was breaking out, and I just couldn't move forward and progress. And the stress was because of my dad. I used to give my body away to just so many different type of guys. You get what I'm saying? I always would say, I care about myself, but why am I doing this? So underneath it all, I was stressed out about my dad. I didn't have a man there to show me how a man should love me. I didn't have a man to teach me or talk to me about men. And I needed to feel like a father figure. I needed to feel some type of authority. So I put it in sex to different men. That's deep, ain't it? Let's take a moment. That's deep. That's deep. But it's something underneath it all, and you got to get to the core. So identify what area in your life that you need to be making more progress in, or suffering right now, and then just keep stripping the layers off. Oh, this could be why, this could be why, until you get to the core. Number 2. Ask why. Why are you still suffering from something that happened to you? So most people know that they are suffering from it. You know, they know, you identify what it was and what's causing this stress or the pain or the wound that needs to be healed. But why is it still affecting you today? Ask yourself why. So for me, when I was still affected with my father passing away, I'll keep it on that example, because At that point in my life, until I let it go, because I was still using myself, I was still dancing. I was a dancer, an exotic dancer for 7 whole years, guys. Excuse my language. I was an exotic dancer for 7 whole years, and it was still affecting me because I still didn't have that need, that need met, to have somebody feel as if they care for me, to hold my hand, to walk me down the aisle. I didn't have that person to, be there for my prom. I didn't have that. So I was trying to get that through other men. And so when I started to realize, like, the reason why I was still having a problem, I started to change different things, like use different techniques to fill those needs and voids in a positive and healthy way. That's the thing. We all try to fill some type of need or void within ourselves, but we do negative things most of the time, and that's what gets us just all the things that we don't need in our life. So what you should do is fill the needs and the voids that you didn't have in the past with something positive. So for me now, for me to feel as if I have attention, I actually do this by helping you guys, doing these videos. That fills my void. That fills my void. Dancing fills the void. And I'm in a great relationship with the man that probably is old enough to be my daddy. That fills my void, but I actually love this man. So he's like my boyfriend, my mentor, and my daddy all in one. And I'm okay with that because that's what's making me happy. It's filling my void in a positive way. Number 3. Pour it out on paper. Let it out. Let it out. Pour it out, whatever way. Cry about it, talk to about it, but sometimes the best therapy can be writing it down, journaling, to speaking to yourself. Because most of the time, when we had childhood traumas or things that happened to us in the past, we are afraid to talk about it, and we never talk about it. Just like when I got molested, right? For years I didn't talk about it. I wrote about it, and then I said something to my mom about it, and after I let it out, I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't feel a victim of it no more. I said to my mom, "Do you know how I feel? Ask me how I feel." She asked me how I felt. And I talked to her, and I broke down crying. And from that time, it was just gone. I didn't feel the struggles and the pain and the baggage from me getting molested no more. I was actually able to go around the family member that actually did the molesting to me and love him even more. It's kind of weird, but once you do this and you do this for yourself and you let it out, you'll see that people do things to you only because of what happened to them. You have traumas and you have things and wounds that need to be healed, and you are doing things to people in life right now that's hurting them, and you don't know it because there's wounds right now that you need to heal. So the same thing for the people that did things to me in the back in the day when I was a child. They have wounds that needed to be healed. So when I healed the wounds for myself, I can go back and heal their wounds or help them. So the great thing that you can do, guys, is to pour it out on paper. And I journal every single morning. Every day I journal, and I write down my thoughts. I write down how I feel. I write down what I'm looking forward to, everything, anything that's on my mind. You got to write it down. It's just like anything in life. Whatever comes up must goes down. When water goes in your body, it comes right out through your genitals. When food goes in, it comes right out back out of your ass. So whatever goes in, you have to bring it back out. Like they say, if you put in positive, positive come out. If you put in negative, negative comes out. So you are bringing in and holding in so much that happened to you, and you never release it. And sometimes when you hold things inside of you, it's either it grows or it molds. So most of the time you have old wounds that need to be healed, and these are things, it's turning into mold. You need to let it go and clear it out of you. Let it out, pour it out, write it down, let it go. Number 4. This one is so important. Visit the child within yourself. The child that had all the trauma that happened to him or her. What I did was, because I had so much happen to me, I literally sat down, wrote a letter to the child within myself. And I read the letter to the child. I went and visited the child, imagining myself through meditation, holding her hand, consoling her, and giving her what she didn't need. Because sometimes your inner child, all it needs is the void. And since you are the wise adult that you are, or the teen that you are, you can go back and give to the child what the child is missing. the abandonment, the open ears, the listening, anything. Go back and visit the child. Or if you have something happen to you when you're an adult, go back as your higher self and speak to the adult and say, it's going to be okay. I'm here with you. You know, I apologize. I went back to the child as my father, and said, and pretended to be my father to the child, saying, I'm sorry, Mecca, for leaving you at such a young age. I'm sorry that I didn't teach you how a man is supposed to treat you. I'm sorry. You get what I'm saying? And that healed that child within inside of me. So I no longer feel that anymore. I was able to let that go. You have to go and visit and face it. Because if you don't face something, you're going to live with it with the rest of your life, and it's never going to heal. That wound is going to be open, and it's going to destroy so many areas of your life, not allowing you to progress and become the greatest version of yourself. And you want to become the best version of yourself. Number 5. Release and unfold. Whatever you need to do. Guys, I did this video, and I'll link it in here. Should be a link somewhere on the video. I wrote a letter to my dad, and I put it on film, and I read it out loud. I had to release it and let it go. And I took that letter and I put it in a balloon and it went somewhere else. Maybe he's up in the heavens reading it. But I got to say what I had to say off my chest. I burnt the clothes that I used to, I was dancing in as a stripper. I threw them damn things in the trash can, the stripper shoes. I released it. I released it. I let it go. I said, listen, that was me in the past. I used to be a liar, a cheater, a deceiver. I was raped. I was all of that. But the past is gone, and that's an old house, and I don't live there anymore. When you no longer use that address anymore. You have to think of things that happened to you as an address, like that you used to live at. You ride past the house, but you probably, oh, I remember the memories, but I don't live there no more. I can probably navigate through my mind, but you really don't even really know how it feels anymore because you no longer live there. So what happened to you no longer is happening to you right now. You're in a new address in a new house. So act like it. Release it, unfold, and let it, just let it go. Let it go. I hope this video helped you guys. You share this with somebody that you love. Oh, you know I always want to give you a bonus. Drum roll, please. Bonus. Remember that time heals all wounds. TikTok, time heals all wounds. It's just like the scratch you got from when you were a child and you fell off of the bike. And you probably still got that scar on you. But that scar was able to tell a story behind every scar that you got. And you literally, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not embarrassed about what happened to me or mad about it. I'm actually happy because people that went through the roughs and the toughs and the triumphs of lives tell a better story. I have these battles of scars, and you can see these scars on me. That means I made it through the battle. If you're able to see that the scars are here because they healed and the wounds healed. So heal your wounds and just know that it does take time. Time heals all wounds. I hope you love this video. You share this with somebody that you care about because we all need healing. We're going to always be healing. Things are going to always happen to us, but you got to keep doing these tips to heal yourself. Until next time, I love you all. Mwah! Peace. Oh, and here at MeccaFreeman.com, we always encourage you to become the greatest version of yourself. So you go out into the world, you kick a whole lot of ass. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do anything because, honey, you got the juice. Bye.